Welcome to Tackle Fanatics TV, and in this episode of TFTV, Dean Macy goes and fishes the Wye for chub and barbel.
Well, good morning. We're en route to our second venue for our Wye adventure. We're going to go to Saggers Court today. Don't think it's going to be anywhere near as prolific as yesterday. It was stupid at times. I think we had pushing 30 chub throughout the day and 2 barbel for the cameras, and then Sean the cameraman had a couple of barbel after we packed up filming. We've never caught a barbel before, so that was good. So a PB barbel, and he had a PB chub as well, so a fantastic evening. Because of that though, we got back to the hotel quite late last night, had a shandy and a steak and chips, and We've had a bit of a lay-in this morning. It's very unlike me not to be on the river straight away, first light when I'm up here on the Wye, but it is 8:45 now and we're still en route. But Saggers Court is a venue that I've only fished once before, similar to the one yesterday at Lower Cannon Bridge. I filmed my very first Wye show for Fishing Gurus on Saggers Court, and yeah, it was good, so it's nice. It will almost be bringing back memories. I heard it done a few barbel first couple of days of the season, so hopefully we'll see a few more 6-foot twishies, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but a few less chub, because I couldn't keep a bait in the water yesterday. I think we genuinely would have caught more barbel yesterday if the chub were not so active, and that's what happened after the cameras after we finished filming. The chubs I think we caught every fish in the river chub wise, and that gave the barbel a little bit of a chance. But yeah, looking forward to it. We've got another 5 miles to go, and last day. Well, we made it. The old specs are steaming up because I've wandered up and down the banks, and I really wanted to bait drop today. I enjoy bait dropping. I think it's a really accurate way of fishing, but as you can clearly see, this is pretty much the fastest part of the stretch at the moment, and there's very little pace to it, and you can see the bottom again. So I've decided to go sort of almost err on the side of caution, even though I can lower a bait dropper in really, really quietly. I decided to do exactly what we did yesterday. I mean, it worked. I didn't think yesterday was going to be a prolific day, and you can't complain at over 30 fish. But the fact of the matter is, all I've done is wander up and down. I've picked 5 swims, probably only fished 4 in fairness. One of them's a bit of a backup and I don't really fancy it, but I thought I'd sprinkle in sort of 20 medium lips pellets, but that's exactly what I've done. Same as yesterday. I've picked the sort of areas where there's a little bit of pace, but if you look at all these white bubbles and every single stretch from top to bottom on the River Wye that I've fished on the River Wye, these bubbles are there, and they denote basically the fastest part of the river. So from here, the fastest part of the river is right way down the middle because we're on quite a straight stretch. But the good thing about it is we've got a couple of overhanging trees. They're quite snaggy, so we're not going to go anywhere near the actual snags. No point in hooking fish and losing them. You can't brag about lost fish. Those fish are going to be hiding out somewhere in them trees. So I've sprinkled a load of pellet, well I say a load of pellet, 15 to 20, not many, just to get them rooting around about a rod length away from the tree. So I'm trying to draw them out. If you cast straight into their living room and you hook a couple of fish, if there's 20 barbel there, generally you're going to spook the next 18. But if you can draw them out, you nick one, they drift back, they come back out, and you can keep picking fish off all day long. And I've seen it time and time again, it works all the time. So yeah, we're just going to literally fish exactly how I did yesterday. I know it's sort of money for old rope really, but hey, we've got the entire stretch to ourselves. Seems a shame not to use it, you know, and even if we could catch 20 barbel out of here today, if we sat here all day, I probably wouldn't. I'd work my way up and down, and we're just going to see what happens, try and rotate them all and see if we can catch them. We caught from 3 swims yesterday. My challenge for myself today is to try and catch from 3 swims today, so fingers crossed. Got to put a bait on now. Well, that didn't take long, did it? And fortunately, we've got our first bite. maybe unfortunately, we are adding to our chub tally. Still, like we said yesterday, where there's chub, there's absolutely certainly barbel, and I've definitely seen barbel in this swim, so it might be a case today of sort of almost kissing a few frogs. That's a nice chub though. Thank you, sweetheart. Trying to get through the chub to get to the barbel. One down, woohoo! There we go, one swim, one cast, one fish. Time spent preparing the swim is absolutely never wasted, so there we go. Shame it's not a barbel, but I ain't complaining because I absolutely lovely these chubblies. That'll be a barbel, I think. Nearly took the rod. This certainly isn't a massive barbel, but he's pulling my arm off. Like I was saying, we've got trees above us and trees below us, but as long as you stay maybe a rod length away from them and you draw the fish out, then you can actually, generally this time of year, you don't want to be in the still water. The still water is quite silty and stuff like that, and for barbel fishing you want, one, a decent hard gravel bottom, but two, you want the more pacey oxygenated water. This is far from pacey and oxygenated, but you know, this first sort of 2 rod lengths, if you like, is more chubby, and then as soon as you get out a little bit further, then it's much more barbely, if that makes sense. Oh, now I'm up the tree. Oh dear. But never ever fish to snags and hook fish where you don't feel like you're going to land them, and that is proof of the pudding. I was at least a rod length away from that snag, and that is my second cast, and it took probably 10 minutes to get 2 fish in the net. Superb. I'm absolutely in heaven. If I look a little bit smug, that's because all my mates are at work and I'm on the River Wye on a Friday afternoon. Sorry, morning. We've only been here an hour and a half. I've had the rod in the water about 10 minutes and I've had a lovely chub and this beautiful barbel. And I don't know whether you saw that over my shoulder, but something just came crashing out mid-river, so it looks like it could be a very good day. But I'm going to flick a few more pellets in here. It seems to be working. First time I've ever used it on the river, but in fairness, it's because the river is so slow, you can guarantee these pellets are hitting the deck within 4 or 5 foot of them going in. So I'm going to go for a wander. So remember, 3 swims yesterday, got to catch them 3 swims today. Beautiful. Took a little bit longer in this one because we're fishing out in open water. There we go. 3 casts, 2 swims, 3 fish. Lovely. Well, I'm just about to go into swim 3, so if I catch from here, it's my personal little challenge succeeded, if you like. But before I do that, I want to talk to you a little bit about bait, because I've been doing things slightly different to what I normally do on the River Wye this time round, and the river conditions have dictated that, really. I've not really seen any number of fish in any one area. The streamer weed isn't up anywhere near as much as it usually is, which basically gives you spots to fish in. Normally what I like to do is I like to find little channels between the streamer weed and bait drop, quite a bit of emp and a little bit of pellet, and they're my spots and my almost patrol routes that I like to fish. But out in front of us here, you can clearly see, even without the polarising sunglasses on, there's little bits of weed and there's little rocks and stuff like that, and there's like a fish over there and a fish down here, and so they're spread over the area really. And so what I've done is I've almost adopted carp tactics, the boilie tactics really, where you're scattering baits all over to get them mooching around and then concentrating your hook bait in the one area, and that's where the feeder comes in, because that's almost cherry on the top like. So all I've done is sprinkle a few pellets in the area where I want to feed and where I want to fish, and then I'm flicking my bait or my feeder out over the top probably every, I don't know, they're probably getting about an hour's worth of feeding to gain their confidence. What I normally do when I come down to the Wye, early season, and we are in the first week of the season here, is I never leave home without Hinder's Ellipse pellets, Hinder's Barbel Bomb, and their salt and pepper chili hemp. Those three things are staple for pretty much throughout the whole year, right up to probably the first frost in late October, early November. But also what I've got some Barbel Blitz ready-mades that have been glugged up in the concentrate there, and I've also got my second favourite, or equal favourite if you like, Newgrange hook baits there from Mainline. So these have been glugged up in a little bit of goo, garlic goo. I don't normally use it with garlic goo. I haven't used it yet. I'm going to test that out a little bit later on, hopefully. But in here, literally all I've got is a tiny little tub of them mixed Ellipse pellets, Catapult, and that's it. I've got some scissors and some bait stops and a baiting needle, and just that's it. I mean, it is ever so simple. But I also mentioned yesterday about something quite special that was on my my Guru Micro leg clip, and that's this. So let me take it off for you. It's our new Guru cage feeder, which we pretty much designed for this type of fishing on the River Severn, the River Trent, the River Wye that we're here today. We do them from 1 ounce right the way up to 4 ounces in a small and a large. The key features for them really is that they're tapered, all right, so that they actually fly like a dart. And also, once you get them up onto the surface, they skip across the surface really, really well. I think that is because the way the weight is distributed on the back isn't just flat down on the surface, on the bottom there. It actually curves up a little bit on the bottom. So wherever that feeder sits, it always, one, lands bottom down, but two, it will sit perfectly stable over a rocky bottom, a sandy bottom, or a gravelly bottom, which is absolutely perfect. Normally when I come down here, I use sort of 3 or even 4 ounce open-ended feeders. But with this cage mesh, which is very, very stiff and very, very, well, not stiff, but it's got a little bit of spring to it. But trust me, ever since I've used these for the last year, and I've had them up here on the River Wye for, I don't know, 10 foot of water, flood water on, and as low as it's ever been just now, right, I've been really literally bashing these around, and I can't break it. And if I can't break it, then you'll do well too, trust me. That's not a challenge, by the way. But because that sits really nicely there, I'm able to use a slightly lighter feeder than what I normally do. The great thing about these as well is you've got a very robust large eye swivel in the bottom. So if you don't like to use our Guru Micro leg clips, and there's no excuse why not, because they are the best ones on the market that I've used, and I'll never leave home without them, they will sit on any leg clip that's designed. All right, so there you go, very, very universal. But the also brilliant thing is a lot of my friends have started using inline leads and inline feeders on the rivers. They swear blind that they get snagged up a little bit less. I haven't used it yet in that fact. But hey, they're good anglers, they don't lose any feeders, and when you're spending a couple of quid on a feeder, you don't want it lost. So all you do, take the insert out, place another inline insert in, and you can use it inline, and it's absolutely perfect. I use them inline on steel waters, in fairness. I still like to put them on the leg clip and use them running, as I've showed you yesterday with the rig that I'm using. It's exactly the same today, but that is what I will never leave home without, as well as this bait. Absolutely stinks, but for the first month, 2 months of the season, and particularly on the River Wye, right up till October, you can't really go wrong with pellet. Well, swim number 3, fish number 4. Again, I seem to be the chub whisperer, but mate, the last 2 days have been absolutely awesome. And this one, I didn't think it was big when it started, but look at the head on that. Dirty great gob, that's why it put up such a great fight. What an awesome fish. Well, we baited 4 swims at the start of the day. I've caught from the first 3, and this is the 4th, so do you know what? It's on the way back to the first swim, which I've baited again since we've been on our toes, and I don't know, I'm going to give it 15-20 minutes, see what happens. I might get lucky. Yep, that'll be a barbel. God dear, That'll be a strong barbel. How's about that? Swim number 4. God dear. God blimey. Swim number 4 and I nearly went for a swim. Jesus. Woof. That feels quite strong. What a fight. Oh yeah. Well, it's all well and good hooking them in this swim, but looks like I'm going to get a stinging little bum. A stingy bum for this. Oh, yes, I'll tell you what, that's why it feels good, because it is a good fish. It's the biggest fish I've had this trip. Unceremoniously bundled into the net, but oh yeah, that pulled my arm off, that one. Come on, 4 swims. Don't know how many casts, not many. And 5 fish. Rock on. I'm all about challenges, and at the start of the day I said 3 fish from 3 swims. I baited 4 to give myself a backup, and do you know what? I caught first cast. I believe I caught first cast in every single swim, yet the first one I had a couple. So that's 5 chucks, 5 fish in 4 swims. And it don't get any better than that. I'm almost certainly going to catch more chub and more barbel today, but I'm not going to be selfish. I'm going to end it there for me on camera. I'm going to make Sean, the cameraman, put the camera down and scrap filming for now. And I'm going to get him to get his own rods out so he can get a bit of action, because it's absolutely superb. That is a belting couple of days. And for me, it's not over yet. Woohoo!
You've been tuned in to Tackle Fanatics TV, and many thanks for watching. Tackle Fanatics stock an extensive range of match, course and specimen tackle to suit all budgets and needs. To view our range, log on to www.tacklefanatics.co.uk. Remember, Tackle Fanatics also offer finance to make your tackle purchase more affordable. Tight lines and wet nets from everybody at TFTV.